I'm the city manager of Gladewater, Texas.
Okay, for how long?
I've been here a little over 3 years now.
Okay.
So since I think it was July of 22.
22, okay. Have you been with the city before that with a
I
different
have.
title?
I worked for the city of White Oak for 24 years and retired over there in 22 as city manager
Okay, so you've been in this area for quite some time.
since 1998.
1998, okay. And to our knowledge, speaking about the Gladewater Dam today, that dam is pretty old. It's from the 1950s. Do you know the year specifically?
I think it was 1952 is when the dam was built. It was built for a water source for the city, and that is our main water source at this time and has been used since it was built.
Sure, yeah. So obviously that affects a lot of different people. And as far as the dam itself, so it had about a 50-year lifespan. Here right now, it is 2026, and so what's kind of been happening? I mean, even though you haven't been with the city, maybe the last 20 years, I mean, why has this been, like, as far as a priority list, what is this for the city, I guess?
Right. So the dam just over time has started to deteriorate. And the building standards of dams, to my knowledge, has changed, and this one doesn't meet the new requirements as far as the way the dam's built. But our spillway, that is a concrete area for the water to overflow into the creek, has deteriorated over the years, and it's got some issues with it that we're trying to address at this time.
Sure, absolutely. And so, as far as how much this is deteriorating, is it getting to the point where it's like, hey, we need to do something and put into action? Or is there time to wait as far as,
Well, we
people?
want to go ahead and get a plan and get the process started anyways to get some, at least some plans drawn up and look at to get that started and then work on some grants that we can go in and rehab the dam and get it up to specs. And it's going to take some time to get there because the way government wheels turn is pretty slow. But that's the plan right now. And the dam itself, it's deteriorated over the years, and it's going to continue to do that. So we've got some time. If we don't have any type of natural disaster like a flood that would come up on us and overflow our lake itself, and that's where the deterioration would come from.
Okay, I see. So, in
Yeah.
the event of something like that would happen, then it's possible. So, say if there was a flood, for instance, what would the city of Gladewater stand to lose? I mean, as far as consistent water supply, clean water supply?
Yeah, we would be in dire straits if that happened as far as our water supply. If Because, like I said, that's where our water comes from for the city. If say the dam doesn't fail, just the flood itself is probably not going to affect us as long as the dam holds. But if the dam did have, if it was to fail, then most certainly we would be in uh, have some issues at that point.
Sure, yeah. As far as letting the people know, and at least the plan and whatnot, how would you describe the urgency to which you guys are trying to do this?
Well, right now with the drought situation that we're in, really, it's always going to be a priority until we get it done. So we're not going to take away from that at all, but we're going to move forward as fast as we can, and we just want the people to know, our citizens to know that we are working on it, and it's a continuous project now that we will work on it until we get it completed. We've already taken steps through federal funding to get grant money for the planning phase, and we actually have already reached out to start the construction phase. Once the planning phase goes in and we get that done, then the construction phase, we want to be ready for that when it does come up.
Okay, so going into that now, the realistic timeline for repairs, So you guys got a grant from Nathaniel Moran. What dates and how much money?
Yeah, we got $1.5 million to go in for the planning phase right now. you know, I don't have a solid number on what it's going to take to go in and redo the dam like we need it to bring it up to par.
Is there an estimation maybe? Or?
I've heard 10 million on that, but to know that for a fact, I don't, because
Yeah.
we haven't gotten to that point yet. But the 1.5 will be good for us to get started on the just the planning phase of it.
How did that come about? Did you guys apply for that grant?
We did. We had a grant writer approached us and talked to the mayor, actually, to Mayor Flanagan about it, and then came and did a presentation for our council. And we kind of moved forward with that. And he's out of Washington, and he knew the people to talk to and worked on that. And Nathaniel Moran, he got with him, and that got the ball rolling for us. And it was a pretty quick process, and we're very fortunate that, you know, we got that done in the time frame we did.
Right. Yeah. So is there a specific name of the agency that is giving the money?
It's Lone Star Consulting.
And when did you guys apply? I'm guessing probably late 2025.
Yes, it was toward the end of December. So they met him at our Texas Municipal League conference, and I think that was in October. And so it was sometime in that time frame.
Sure. Yeah. And so obviously 10 million is just an estimation. Who knows? I mean, how much that it would cost, but as far as getting that other, 8.5 roughly $1 million, I mean, would you think that's like a 2-year process, maybe like a 1-year process?
I would really like to hope that it was a 1 year, but realistically, I would say it's probably closer to a 2-year
Okay,
project. Yeah.
Yeah. But like you said, this is going toward planning and then hopeful construction,
Right.
As far as construction on the dam, is there absolute immediate repairs that you're like, okay, this part first that we will work on?
I think overall we'll learn a lot on the planning phase. When with more the engineering and EPA is going to be involved in helping with that too. So I think once we get through that, we'll have a better idea of what we need to do. Just kind of keep status quo until we can get to that point.
Okay, absolutely. And so you guys have officially secured that 1.5 million. Is that correct?
That's to my knowledge, it is secured. I think it's very important because not only is the lake our water source, but it's a recreation area, and there's a lot of people come to Gladewater Lake. Also, the water source. This kind of brings us to a point that as a city we need to be looking for a secondary water source, and we've talked about a couple of deals that might be available to us, and I think that every city probably needs at least 2 water sources. You look at Longview, they've got Lake Cherokee, Lake of the Pines, and a couple of other sources, the Sabine River.
Mm-hmm.
We need something else just in case something happened, to the source that we've got, our lake. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any ideas to which one that would be for you guys?
Not really. We've kicked around. I've talked to Longview about some options, and that would be probably just, they've got a couple of options for us to take a look at. We haven't gotten into that, as other than just verbal conversation periodically.
Sure, absolutely. Is there anything else I'm leaving out that you think is important to add? I think we've covered a lot, but
I think that as far as the city goes, we're making a lot of progress and moving forward with getting a lot of things that needed to be repaired done, and not just the lake, but our roads and stuff like that. We're actively working on that, and we've got some good people working for the city that are taking that to heart.